The whole Deshaun Watson case seems to have finally come to an end, for now. In an agreement between the NFL and Watson, it was decided that the three-time Pro Bowl quarterback will serve an 11-game suspension and pay a $5 million fine. This seemed like an unjust punishment to many, but for Watson, it was a relief. In this video, we'll be looking at why he was suspended, what the reactions were, and much more. So let's start. First up, let's look at what Deshaun Watson did. Deshaun Watson is a former Houston Texans quarterback who recently signed a $230 million deal with the Cleveland Browns. Things were going well for the player. New team, new opportunity, but it all got turned on its head when 24 women accused him of sexual misconduct. These women were mostly masseuses who reported that the player harassed them during their massage appointments. Retired Judge Sue L. Robinson was responsible for this case and on the 1st of August announced in a 16-page document that Watson violated the NFL's personal conduct policy and should be suspended for 6 games without pay for his behavior. Apart from the ban, Watson would also have to undergo therapy sessions with club-approved therapists in club-directed sessions for the rest of his career. Many, including the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, saw this as an unjust punishment and ended up appealing the decision under the collective bargaining agreement. He appointed the former New Jersey Attorney General Peter Harvey to oversee the appeal. The league was looking to get Watson banned for a year, a sentence which he probably deserved. But before Harvey could issue a ruling, a deal was made between the NFL, NFLPA, and Watson, and there was nothing the commissioner could do about it. Next up, what was decided in the agreement? Well, as we saw from the start of the video, the Cleveland Browns quarterback has been only suspended for 11 games and will have to pay a $5 million fine. Apart from that, he'll also be losing $632,500 of his salary, a number which would have been much higher if he wasn't paid only $1 million in his first year. How? Well, Watson had signed a $230 million deal for 5 seasons, with the first year paying him $1 million, while the rest had an annual salary of $45 million. If his contract had paid him evenly, he would be losing around $15 million, which would have been more fitting. The sheer luck of some people. However, Watson's $5 million fine and $1 million from both the NFL and the Cleveland Browns will be used to create a fund to support nonprofit organizations in the United States that will educate young people on how to maintain healthy relationships and how to prevent sexual misconduct and harassment. At least some good news came from all this mess. The quarterback will also be required to continue his mental health counseling in strict environments. According to the terms of the suspension, Watson's sentence will officially begin at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the 30th of August, and he'll be allowed to return to the team facility on the 10th of October, though he won't be able to take part in practice till mid-November. His first match will be in the season's 13th week against his former team, Houston Texans. And well, we can't wait to see how the crowd will receive him. Moving on, what was Deshaun's reaction? After the 11-game suspension was announced, Watson addressed the media and also released a statement through his team. In his statement, the Browns quarterback said that he was grateful that the disciplinary process finally came to an end and that he was extremely appreciative and thankful for the Cleveland organization. Well, it was more like an escape for him given how he was almost suspended for a whole year. He then apologized and took accountability for his decisions and said that he was now looking forward to his future with the new team and hopefully becoming the best version of himself. Though when he later met with the press, he continued to defend himself and said that he was innocent. Watson also said that he'd like to tell his story one day from his side of things and also apologize to anyone who was hurt by all of this. If that was his apology, then well, it seems like Judge Robinson was right when she said that Watson felt no shame or remorse over his actions. Now, let's look at what the people had to say. Fans of the league didn't sit well with the news because they believe this is unjust and unfair to the women who've been made victims worldwide. If a league as big as the NFL can't punish offenders, then, well, who will? Attorney Tony Busby, who represented the 24 women in the case, called out Roger Goodell after the final suspension. He said that by settling the matter this way, the commissioner had proven he was all talk, and when it mattered, he couldn't do anything. In a message to all victims, Tony said that if they had been sexually assaulted by a powerful individual or player from the NFL, they should keep their mouth shut and go away because the organization simply doesn't care. Other reactions have urged sexual assault victims to not get demotivated by this stupid decision and that they should continue to take a stand and speak up for themselves because their voice is the only thing that can bring about change. We hope that this works in this case and the NFL doesn't let this end here and gives Watson an actual punishment according to his crimes. Now, in other news. First up, Zach and Julie Ertz welcomed their first child. One of the most prominent sports couples in the world welcomed their firstborn on the 11th of August. Born to Zach Ertz of Arizona Cardinals and the American soccer team's midfielder Julie Ertz, Madden Matthew Ertz was introduced to the world when his mom posted a photo of him on Instagram. His parents met way back in their college days when Zach was at Stanford and Julie was at Santa Clara. Their first meeting was at a Stanford basketball game, and the couple has been together since. Oh, and they also got married in 2017. Along the way, Julie has won the Women's World Cup twice and also has twice been named the U.S. Soccer Player of the Year. As for Zach, he's a three-time Pro Bowler and won the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. He also recently signed an extension that was worth around $31.7 million. Guess that'll be enough to take care of college. Given his parents' success in sports, we can bet that Madden will probably inherit these talents as well, and the answer that we need to know is whether he will go for American football or soccer. But, well, if we look at his name, we might have already gotten our answer. Moving on, is Tom Brady filming The Masked Singer? Fans are still guessing why the seven-time champion is missing, and, well, there have been some pretty interesting theories. Some said it was because of a divorce, while others said that it was due to some personal reflections, but the most recent one started on Reddit and Twitter claimed that Brady was off at a singing competition. Yep, according to the internet, Tom Brady is missing out on his Tampa Bay Buccaneers camp to film The Masked Singer. It's 2022, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen. So how did the rumor start? Well, before returning from his retirement, Brady signed a deal to broadcast for Fox, who happened to be the producers of The Masked Singer. Though the NFL GOAT is no longer in retirement, a deal's a deal. Reddit users also pointed out that the show's shooting schedule lines up with Brady's missing days, and they don't seem so convinced that it's only a coincidence. From this, it seems likely that Brady made the deal to appear on the show in retirement and has to honor his word no matter what. Even though we'd love to see the quarterback in the competition, we must be sensitive and hope that everything's okay and the real reason isn't that serious. We'll hopefully see him return to camp soon and try for his 8th ring, but till then, we'll stay tuned on Fox, just in case. Lastly, Ravens set to sign DeMarcus Robinson. Robinson signed with Las Vegas Raiders this offseason as a free agent, but was however released last week. Before that, the receiver played 6 seasons for the Kansas City Chiefs, catching 145 passes for 1,700 yards and 14 touchdowns. In 2019, he got his career best of 449 receiving yards, which helped the Chiefs to end their 50-year-old championship dry spell. Now, Robinson will be going from the crowded receiving rooms of Kansas to Baltimore. Katz Brothers announced that at a meeting on Friday, their client Robinson signed a deal with the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens needed a veteran player because they hadn't signed any in the free agent window, and since they were in search of a receiver, Robinson became the ideal choice. Apart from that, the Ravens are also on the verge of signing Lamar Jackson as well to help in the receiver position. Till now, Robinson has had a stellar career, and we can expect that this will continue during his time with the Ravens. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think that Deshaun's punishment is enough? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.